everyone, welcome to our another episode of Engineering Insights, where we have conversations with the engineers behind some of our leading products at QuestionPro. And today, joining the conversation with us, we have Rohan here today. Rohan has been with us at QuestionPro for about 5 years, more than 5 years actually, and he leads the engineering for some of our leading products at QuestionPro. So today's conversation is going to be all about AI, how it is shifting or how is it changing the way we build softwares, how we solve the problems or how we actually approach problem solving or think about how to build the products. And I think Rohan is the perfect guest for this episode today because I think last week I was having a conversation with someone and we were in fact having a conversation about Rohan, and he mentioned that building any app for Rohan is like a cakewalk, and that was before the AI era, right? And honestly, I think that is one of the biggest compliments any engineer can have. So let's hear what Rohan's take is on AI, especially when he has mastered making apps even before we had AI. So let's hear what his take about AI is in all about this episode. Welcome to the podcast, Rohan.
Hello Nisha, thank you for such a wonderful introduction and having me to the podcast.
You're welcome. Okay, so we all know that every engineer out there, every software developer out there has been using AI in their work.
Right.
But let's make it a little personal with you. We would like to understand, how do you personally use AI in your day-to-day life? Like, where would we see you using AI?
Yes. So, like before the AI, what the normal development life cycle would be, like we used to get the requirement, we used to understand it, and then like create a doc, an architecture doc, and then start with development and then test cases, and then it used to go on staging, we used to do testing over there, like UA team, and then it goes to production.
Right.
But that was before AI era, and it used to, and most of the time we spent were in writing code and designing systems. But what happened after the AI era and what we follow here at QuestionPro is now the spec that I told you, this is completely written by AI. We just give a short description of what we want to build, and then AI takes it from there and writes a spec document. Then the coding part, which earlier we used to write each and every word manually by hand, that is completely replaced by AI. So we don't even write a single word by hand nowadays. So it's been like almost 3 to 4 months, I guess. Like I have not written a single line of code. So the spec is written by AI. That spec is handed over to a AI agent only. Agent writes the code, and then test cases as well are written by AI only. So this is how we have like automated the entire flow, and time has like drastically reduced from that. Like you can say that we have like achieved almost around 10x of productivity. So yeah, that's how I'm using it.
So do you miss pre-AI era, because it used to be a different fun or a different way of working altogether, and now it has all been automated. So do you actually miss it before the AI?
Yeah, good question. Yes, so yes, I definitely do miss it. Like writing code by hand and understanding each and every line of code, the logic that goes into the code. It was a different like experience, and we used to get a different satisfaction from understanding it. Now I definitely miss that part because everything that goes into production, we can't like, due to the speed that we have achieved with AI, it's not possible to read each and every line of code. So yeah, I definitely miss that part.
Okay. Okay. So if someone shadowed you for a day, right? So where would they see you using AI the most?
Yes. So my role here at QuestionPro has evolved. So earlier I worked on one product, and then recently, like, and from a year or two, I got a chance to lead multiple different products. So over there, like over there, using AI was pretty different because mostly I used AI in in the review phase, like code review, and understanding the tech doc that team used to send. But recently, past 2 or 3 months, I'm also developing a different product of my own here at QuestionPro, a standalone individual contributor kind of thing. So over there, if someone shadowed me, they would most probably see me in like where I use AI is like in designing solutions, like the same flow, which has been completely automated, where writing a spec file, then writing code, and then writing test cases, and then testing it. So that testing part as well, that is also automated. We don't have QA on all of the products here at QuestionPro. So the products that don't have QA, we have the entire smoke test suite that is also automated end to end by AI. So if someone shadowed me, they will most probably see me using AI in designing solutions and writing code.
Okay. So can you give an example of a solution that you have designed? So you said you use AI for solution designing, right? So any solution, I mean, what the problem was and the solution, and how did you do it with AI?
Right. So one recent problem that is solved here is we have a product called as AI router, which is nothing but a simple gateway for all the AI calls that we make from QuestionPro. So we recently migrated that product from Python to Node.js.
Okay.
So and this was completely done with using AI. So not a single line of code was written over here. So one of the solution that I developed here was like recently we also shipped the global OAuth thing. So it is nothing but the OAuth that we use here for authentication and QuestionPro.
Right.
So in order to save the number of API calls that I make from the AI router to QuestionPro, I use Redis caching over there. So this entire architecture of Redis caching and credit and debit of AI credits, all of this was like designed with help of AI.
Okay, great. As you mentioned that AI has definitely increased the productivity for you, and I'm sure for other software engineers as well, right? So where do you see software engineers, especially juniors, them doing a huge mistake, or they make lot of mistake using AI?
Yeah. So one area where I find like juniors are most probably facing issues with AI is that they are completely uploading their thinking part to AI. So the part where we need to critically think when designing software, if you upload that to AI, then obviously AI doesn't have all the context around what you are building, right? So it's great at building products and all, but for that you need to have solid context of what you actually want to build. But juniors, they most probably, like since they are new to the industry, they don't understand the systems. And with AI, like what we are also focusing is speed, right? No one is focused on whether you understand that thing or not. So that is where like I'm seeing mistakes where juniors are going for speed, not understanding the systems correctly, and then the final solution that they are developing, that solution is okay, it will work, but they are not able to understand it. So if let's say after 2 months of time, if we have to scale that solution, we have to enhance it, then we'll definitely face bottlenecks over there. So this is the one area.
So how do you think they can use AI smartly, rather use it as an agent and not use it as a crutch for them?
Right. So AI, like most probably you might have seen and heard from people that they are using AI for writing code. But the other is you can also use AI to read and understand the code that is already there. So like if they spend some time around understanding the requirement and understand the current system, also with the help of AI, like preparing a doc or even an architecture flow where they understand uh, the system end to end, like how the request comes in, how the response goes, like what all components are into picture, then how is the code that you write is deployed, what systems do we have over there. Like if like even if a day or two is spent over there, then I think these all of these mistakes can be avoided. They will have a better understanding and context around the problem that they are solving.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a very smart way of using AI than just using it for the sake of using it.
Right, yes.
Right. Okay, so I'm sure you have delegated a lot of tasks to AI, right? But what are some of the things, or what is that one thing in your workflow that you would never ever delegate it to AI, and that no matter what you would still do it yourself?
Hmm. Yeah, nice question, Nisha. So, uh, so one thing that I will never delegate or trust AI is critical thinking part. So once you get the requirement, if you don't know the systems, you definitely can't enhance or develop a new solution on top of it. So one thing is you can like take help of AI in designing the solution. Like for example, whenever we go to Anish, who is the director of engineering, with any problem, he always asks for minimum 3 solutions. So if we take one solution to him, he anyways doesn't even say it. So this is where like critical thinking comes into picture. So you can design 3 solutions. You can use AI obviously to while designing the solution, but design 3 solutions. Like you take on the critical thinking part, and whatever like you ask AI anything, like you ask it to develop a Gmail, it will definitely develop it, but the quality will be very low. It will not be the one that we use in our daily lives. So you can use AI to develop a solution, but every solution that AI gives, you should know the why behind it. And if you don't know it, then ask AI, like why was this done, why this is not done correct, why this is not done in this particular way, why did you take decision behind this. And if you are clear about all the whys, then only like use that solution, or else keep on iterating and improving the solution.
So, Rohan, if you were mentoring anyone, any junior today, and if you had to mentor them on how to use AI, right? How would you mentor that junior or that person so that they can use AI as a strength and not completely be dependent on it?
Hmm. Well, this again is like related to the earlier question, like the critical thinking part. So what I would do, and we also follow this in our teams that I work on. So the first pass that you take, like when you get the requirement, you don't directly jump into solution. You first understand the requirement and then understand the system which you have to enhance. Like you spend like at least 4 hours or a complete day on understanding the system if you don't know it end to end, and then uh, you can definitely use AI to write your feature document. So what we used to do, like we did it, but we didn't follow it now, but we did it at the beginning when we were using AI. So once you understand the system, you basically come up with the technical documentation, which obviously has around at least 3 solutions for the problem you're solving, and this you get it reviewed from one of the senior member in the team, and only after that like that senior member will definitely review against the solution, like why this particular decision was taken, why is this approach the best and not that. And once you understand that, then you go to implementation. So that's how I will also mentor it. Like when suppose if I have a fresher in the team, then I will definitely like this will not allow him to use AI at least to come up with the initial solution. To understand the system, I will not allow the junior to use AI. Once he has understood the system, then maybe you can use AI to come up with a solution, and then from that point you use AI for all the stuff. Like once you have the basic skeleton ready, then use AI to write test cases, you use AI to write the code, you use AI to do the reviews and all. But first pass should always be done by you, and human judgment is where uh, that is the part where human judgment should be involved the most. And then later on AI can take it from there.
So, we have seen AI has helped engineers a lot, but what are some of the skills as an engineer they can improve using AI?
Yeah. So one skill that we all have improved, like earlier, like QuestionPro, as you know, it's a product-based company, right? So engineers, they don't get a chance to work with the other parts of industry, like the CSMs, the customer facing people, or even customers themselves. So what we have been doing recently is we are also interacting with customer. We are going on a customer call, understanding their problems, like and replying to the critical items or issues that come up. But now what I've seen is the way we reply that has changed. Earlier that used to be a short 2 or 3 line description, and that used to be a lot of technical that like it used to be on the technical end, and was very difficult for like the non-tech guy to understand. But that has changed now. So like if you see in recent 2 or 3 months, all the issues that come up on all the calls that we went, like we used AI and simplified our way of responding. Now if anyone reads it, definitely understand what was like, why isn't it working, what was the root cause, and that stuff. So communication is one part where we are using AI a lot. The other is in understanding systems. Like earlier, to understand the code that someone else had written, like if like like every one has their own way of writing code. Like even if we have set of standards, everyone has some different way of thinking and writing code, building logic. So understanding that part used to take time, but now that has reduced, like I would say even by 20x, because we don't have to read anything. You just point AI, like ask AI to explain a particular file, and it will give you in simple terms. So this is the second part where
That's really nice. Yeah. Okay, so coming to the part of quality check of the code AI writes, right? I mean, it looks very, fine tuned when we see, but it can be also wrong, right? So how do you, do the QC of the code? I mean, that AI agent has written. Is it actually right or not? How do you make that judgment call?
Good question again. So yes, so this is like one of the hottest problem. We like not like we like this is the problem that we have faced not only at QuestionPro, but all the other software companies are also facing this. So yes, so AI does write bad code or incorrect code, and it's very difficult to catch it, because AI is like a very confident person who, like, even if it has written the wrong code, it will confidently say that this is correct, and then after that, if you point it and say it, then it will say that yes, this is my mistake, and then you have good, you have a very excellent eye, you have got it. So yes, so this has happened I think with all of us number of times. So like I can give you a real practical example. So this again, this AI router migration thing. So here like this is something which we did from scratch. So here I have to like write the entire AI pipeline. So first an entire week, what I did was I spent on iterating my AI pipeline only. Whatever I achieved, or in terms of output, it was very less, because first week I spent on foundation, and after that the speed was incredible. It was like 10x to 20x. So I will tell you an example of how quality check was implemented. So what this pipeline does is it's very simple. Like you give a 3 line description, then there is an excellent skill called as grill me. So skill is nothing but set of instructions that your AI agent understand. So this grill me skill, based on the description that you gave, it will grill you through a 10 or 15 question, like a senior engineer would do. And this is where AI will understand all the context, because as you answer, AI understands like what you exactly want, what are the limitations of the current solution that you are building, what are the boundaries, what it will do exactly, and what it will not do. So once that is done, AI will write a complete spec documentation which will have uh, like all the set of functions, set of rules, and test cases as well. So once that is done, instead of writing code, AI will first write all the failing test cases. Because if you first write the code and then ask AI to write the test, it will always write the test that will pass, because the code is written by AI only, so it will obviously write the test according to the code. But here, if you write test cases first, it will write it according to your feature request, your spec document. So once that test cases are done, it will go to the implementation part. Then it will run all those test cases, and if any of it is failing, it will change the implementation. Once that is done, we recently also introduced one more step. It will also review against the spec, like whether the code that is written, does it satisfy the requirement, the functional requirement that was mentioned in the spec. If yes, then there is a review part. Now this review part is also done by AI. So we have different review agents, like there is an agent for front end review, there is an agent for back end review. So these agents will take over, and then they will verify against the spec and the standards that we have, the coding standards, whether everything is in place. If not, then they will like raise the concerns. Again, it will hand over to AI system only. AI will fix it. Then the review pass will get done, and then once everything is green, AI will tell you that its part is done. You can then take a look at it once and ship it. So this is where we have like improved our quality check. The step where we first write test cases and then AI writes code. This is where you like you can catch bugs and then confirm that whether the code that is written is actually correct or not. And again, the one way to solve it is to have like 100% test coverage, because that is the only thing that will save you in long term. Like whether like because software continuously evolves, right? So even after a month or two, if you change that module, if the test cases are written according to the spec, then they will definitely fail and you can catch bugs over there. So we write these end-to-end test cases, and then we also write smoke test. So smoke test is something which runs on the real browser, which so this is so smoke test basically depict how a real user would interact with your software. So we have a complete smoke test suite as well, which runs on after every deployment, and which can catch real bugs in the browser. So that is how we have improved.
That's really smart. Okay. So so how do you think AI is going to shape an engineer's life or a career trajectory in the next coming 5 years, let's say?
So that is really difficult to answer. So the times are changing very fast. Like every week almost we get to see something new in the AI space. So 5 years, I think it would be very difficult to comment on that. But what I can say is AI, so companies like Open AI and Anthropic, they also do a lot of hype around what they are building. So not all of that is correct or up to the mark, because they want to sell their thing, right? They want to have more and more users to use it. They want to raise their stocks. So one thing that I can definitely tell you is that the human involvement part, that will not go anywhere. The critical thinking part. So the person who knows their systems well, who can understand their system, how they work in production, how they work on staging, what are different components that come into picture, like how does database connect with your backend, what are different services, like we have lots of services, like we have Redis, we have a database, we have Cloudflare, we have engineering, so there are a lot of things, and all of this come together to build and to ship a solution. So an engineer who understands this flow end to end definitely has an edge, and they can use so these are the engineers who use AI and achieve up to 10x of productivity. So there are a few like very senior engineers here, like for example we have Vaibhav, we call them as Vaibhav sir as well. So Vaibhav sir and Mahesh, so they are the ones who have achieved almost, I would say, more than 10x of productivity. And the only reason is for that is because they know their systems very well. So human judgment and human understanding of the system, that is not going to go anywhere. So if a person has that, they will definitely achieve 10x of productivity, and they are the ones who will stay, and they are the ones I think will the industry will want them. So
Then I think it's safe to say that we have this debate of will AI replace engineers. So I think it's safe to say that AI is not here to replace anyone. It is rather here to be as a guiding light for you or as a helping hand. But you should know how to use it to your advantage.
Exactly. Yes. So we view AI as a tool only. Like for example, at the very initial days, we didn't even has ID. So ID is something which you write code into it. It has multiple different utilities which help you to write code faster. So ID is a tool, and then again AI is a tool. So if you know your craft very well, you can definitely use that tool to the best of your knowledge and gain maximum productivity.
Right. So, coming to the end of the podcast, Rohan, if you had to advise someone on, starting one AI habit from tomorrow, for everyone listening and viewing our podcast, right? So, if you had to advise them to start with one habit, one AI habit rather, that they can start from tomorrow, that is of course going to help them immensely, what would be that one habit?
Uh, so like as I mentioned, like every week or so there are new tools coming up. So the only way to stay on top of it is to be very curious, to try it. So so what I would say is experiment as much as you can with the new tools that we have now. Like we have a very good culture at QuestionPro in terms of that, where you can share your knowledge. So there are also few enthusiastic engineers which every week at least there is one post from them on that channel where they have like tried something new, they have experimented. So these are the people which will really excel, and I would advise everyone to do that. Like experiment as much as you can with AI, and you should question everything. Like for example, like if the other day I was doing something manually, can I do it today by AI? So if you question that, then definitely we will find something or the other in the market, which like where AI can be used to automate that part. So yep. So experimentation and being curious is what everyone should do then.
Okay, so thank you so much, Rohan, for giving us your time and speaking with us on this topic today. Viewers, we hope this very trending topic of AI in engineering has helped you with some insights. And if you have any questions that you would want us to address in our next podcast, any topic that you would want us to cover or talk on, please drop it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye bye. See you in the next episode.